feedback is not detrimental to an organization. It actually is healthy for an organization to have strong, consistent feedback. And when you do, you don't just get better, the organization gets better. And if the organization gets better, then the organization can actually accomplish its mission. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Toddcast. I'm your host, Todd Bishop, and we are here to take your life and leadership to a whole nother level. Once again, this is the official Toddcast, and you have to ignore all the others. A lot of things we're going to ask you to do today. First thing we're going to ask you to do is like, then we're going to ask you to subscribe, then we're going to ask you to share, and then we're going to ask you to comment. You got to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Say it again. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. But today is a special Toddcast because I am joined by someone who I have known for 21 years. Happens to be my son, Malachi. Malachi, say hi to everybody.
Hey, Toddcast. How are you doing? How are you doing? The Toddcast community, the Toddcasters. It's beautiful to be with you guys today.
It is. Well, you got a lot going on in your life, but before we get into some of that stuff, we're both wearing Rafa's World.
We are.
Now, what is Rafa's World?
It's the first sweatshirt from our new brand, Unleashed Co. Ran by Isaac Polite. Very polite guy. Shout out to him.
He is. I love Isaac. Very creative guy. It's got some stuff on the back, and there's some other merch coming. And what we're doing is hoping to create a global brand that actually spreads the gospel and Christian messaging all over the place.
And I think we're doing it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We got our drop. The time we're recording this, we're dropping that tonight. But
at our night service.
By that time, this will broadcast later than that. Yep. But we'll have to probably restock because we're going to sell out. Ain't that right, Isaac? He's here recording. And just got to give a shout out to my man who's been with me every episode. Jordan has been with us. Jordan, can you say hi to all the Toddcasters?
Hello, everyone.
My
hello.
goodness. Jordan.
The OG Toddcast.
He's been from the beginning, but his role is changing at the church. And so we promised that one day we would show you who Jordan is. And so for everybody, here comes this moment you've been waiting for. Dun, 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 dun. Here it is. Please, guys. Come on, Jordan. Just pop into the frame here.
Wow.
Look at it. This is Jordan Velasquez. Yes.
Wow. I thought you were Dominican the whole time.
Oh, my gosh. Jordan is so awesome. Jordan's been so good. Jordan, I don't know. How does it feel to be the original Toddcast production engineer?
It feels good. It was a lot of fun. Had a really good time, really good laughs.
But now you're out.
Now I'm out.
Wow.
I'm out.
Parting is such
you were
sweet
doing
sorrow.
bad. You do a great job.
It's on good terms.
But you have to do some other stuff at the church.
Yep.
Dude, this is an emotional moment. I can't lie.
Malachi's crying right now.
I'm holding it together.
He's holding
it.
We need tissue, man. But it's been really cool because just to see the evolution of this, you brought us from no subscribers, and we got up to over 5,000, which in the scheme of podcasts is not that great.
Yeah.
But we're working our way toward 10,000.
You know, yes, 5,000 is like the size of like Ithaca, New York. You know, that's like a whole city. Yeah.
Actually, that's true. Now that you look at it like that,
it's a whole city.
Now,
upstate.
if you're a friend of ours, Lon Williams, they have like 300 people in their town.
Oh, we're blowing Liberty, Pennsylvania.
Times
out
the size
the
of Liberty, Pennsylvania.
And the views have been going up too.
So. Not to be confused with The View.
Not The View.
Not the View.
No.
But the views have been going up.
The views.
Which, we've been getting a lot of views, a lot of feedback. Still need to, Jordan, just one last time, tell us what they're supposed to do.
You need to subscribe.
Yes.
Hit that subscribe, hit the bell to get all the notifications. So
ding, ding,
every
ding,
time
ding,
something
ding.
happens, something gets loaded, you know what to press. You know to go on the Toddcast, and then you need to comment.
Oh, we need comments.
Please
we need them.
Engage in the comment section. We want, to just have discussion about today.
Please.
Like, comment, subscribe, share.
And share it. Share it to
Why?
us.
Why do we share?
Sharing is
caring.
Just like the Care Bears.
Just like the Care Bears.
Just like the Care Bears, but with a little bit of edge.
Yeah.
Because if you're not sharing, you're just staring.
So don't just lock in, listen in, load in, and do something. So, Jordan, thank you. It's been an honor. He's working behind the scenes today, training Isaac who'll be helping this out.
Yes.
Isaac, I'm waving to you, Isaac. No one can see you.
He's
But
waving back.
They will
actually.
start. He is waving back, Toddcasters.
He's friendly. He's
and he's
polite.
very excited. But if you follow our church, which you should, mychurchunleashed.tv, you'll see him leading worship, and he has a more extensive role now. So Jordan, thank you. Thanks for being awesome.
Thank you for
On
having
this,
me.
what episode is this?
I think this is like 12.
12th
Wow.
episode. 12 disciple. The 12th disciple has
Wow.
now gone.
Yes, not to be confused
With
with
Judas.
Not Judas. Not Judas.
It wasn't a
It
betrayal.
was not Judas. No,
I'm
no.
still involved.
He's still around.
Different
Exactly.
ways.
No issues, and he's not in the field somewhere doing
He's being
something he
sent.
shouldn't be
He's
doing.
being sent out. you know?
Yes.
Sent out. He's one of the 72.
Oh, well.
There we go.
There it is.
Anyway, thank you,
pleasure.
Jordan. Thank
Wow.
you, Jordan. Jordan's
Pleasure.
the man, the myth,
Bye,
and the
everyone.
legend. And so that's cool. So Malachi, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell our viewers kind of who you are, what you do, who you're dating. I'm just kidding. Just whatever you want to share.
My name is Malachi. 21 years old. I'm the youth director at Church Unleashed. Also the creative director. Also the young adult director. Just a bunch of director stuff, you know. But yeah, I'm dating Maya, who also works at the church. She's my girlfriend, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Life's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's good. You got great parents.
I do. I have good parents.
Your parents are great. In particular, your mother.
Yeah, she's a good one.
And then you got two sisters.
Got two sisters, Bethany, Abigail. They're great.
Yeah,
Yeah, they drive me crazy.
they do. That's what sisters
in a good,
do.
In a good way.
So you and I work together.
We do. You are my employer, pastor, dad, boss, all the things.
So I thought it'd be interesting to have a conversation today about feedback without filters. Feedback
I like
without
the
filters.
alliteration. It's a very preacher thing. I
It
like
is. Well, that's just what I do. So feedback without filters. So, how do you think you have grown as a leader as a result of feedback?
I think feedback is a really strong thing because for me, I consider myself a confident person. Sometimes when I hear feedback, like I could take it hard, but when I actually, humble myself and actually listen to the feedback, not all feedback is ever 100% true, but I think there's some truth in every feedback. So when you just pull out the truth of everything, like my girlfriend gives me a lot of feedback, you give me a lot of feedback. It's sometimes hard, but I gotta assess and process and be like, all right, I could grow from this.
Now I could tell when you don't like the feedback you're getting.
Yeah.
He's yep. Is that
Yep.
about right?
That's about right. Yep. Accurate description.
So now I'm a very direct person.
Yep.
So not everyone can handle that feedback.
No. Except the Toddcasters.
Toddcasters
why
can
you're
handle
here.
it because we're spicy on the Toddcast. How do you think the average person, if they worked at Church Unleashed, would respond to my feedback without a filter?
They probably quit. Just because we're serious about what we do. You're serious about leading the church, and you don't play no games. So yeah, I think you take it very seriously, and some people think it's like a little that we just come during the week, do a bunch of fun like things or whatever, because that's what they kind of see on Instagram when they don't really know it's a hard-nosed job, and there's it's great and it's a blessing, but there's also things about it that it's a job, and we gotta work for what we have and work for building the kingdom.
Yeah, so I take my job very seriously. I take what we do very seriously. And Jordan and Isaac will tell you this. I don't really pull any punches with feedback. But then there are some times where I have to kind of come back and say, hey, you know what? That came out the wrong way. Would you?
Yeah.
Have I ever had to apologize to you?
Yeah, for sure. And me too, as well.
Yeah, but many times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I like feedback, but with me, you got to give me feedback at the right time. Is that fair?
Right.
So when's the worst time to give me feedback?
When you're already in your own head, maybe.
Yeah.
I know for me, that's probably the worst. Like when I'm already feeling like not confident. Like if I preached a sermon, I didn't feel good about how it was. The worst thing someone could do is tell me something critical about it after I'm already beat myself up. And I feel like you're the same way.
You speak in your message, you pour your guts out, you preach your brains out, and then right after you walk off the platform and somebody meets you in the lobby and says, "Hey, but I didn't agree with that, Malachi."
Yeah, it's happened.
Yeah,
It's
it,
happened. It doesn't
happens
feel
to
the
all
best.
of us,
Yeah.
right? But feedback without filters is very important because a lot of times in the culture we live in, and really a lot in your generation, is it fair to say that many in your generation only want positive feedback, but don't come in with critical eyes?
Yeah, I think that's true. And that's kind of, a product of my generation, the social media era. Um, People want likes, or at least is dopamine, just them seeing like counts, positive um action taken on their posts. Like that's why there's not a dislike button, right? Because people don't like negative feedback. And that's why comment sections are a lot of arguing. Like when someone has something critical to say, it becomes just an arguing thread.
Come on, you like
Things
to
like
do
that.
that
I
though.
do like to do that, but I like
What?
to do that in a funny
But
way.
you usually drop a certain
I
emoji.
drop like clown
Clown
emojis on
emojis,
someone
yeah.
if someone says that we're like a cult, or like something stupid like that, like prosperity gospel, whatever, things like that. I just drop clown emojis. And then the reason thing that I've been doing that I feel like is a pretty biblical thing is the Bible says go to your brother and sister. So you know what I do? I message the troll.
So
And
you DM them.
I DM them. I message them and say, "Yo, are you free for a phone call so we could talk about your frustrations?" And they never do because they're cowards. Yeah,
Well, that's a lot of the problem, right?
yeah,
That people love to give you feedback, but they can't receive feedback.
right.
And feedback's reciprocal.
Mm-hmm.
It's both people. You got to be able to give it. Like in a marriage, I'm sure you and Maya figured this out in your relationship. You got to be able to give it, and you also got to be able to receive it. Because if one of you doesn't, actually, the relationship's not as strong as it potentially could be.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
So, a lot of times people think when it comes to feedback that like guys like me or people that are very direct, that they're being mean or abrasive. I view it more as I'm just being missional. This is what we're called to do. And I don't think I've ever yelled at anybody, ever screamed at anybody on staff. I know I'll get passionate about stuff. Um, but the feedback's so important, and we've created kind of a feedback culture
Mm-hmm.
at our church. Not everybody can handle it. I like feedback, and I love to give feedback. Um, but I don't know if everyone wants it unfiltered though.
Yeah.
So like, I think there's a couple principles when it comes to feedback that number one, it's got to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be honest with the feedback that you give people. Number two, you got to be clear. So if you're honest, but you're not clear and somebody leaves the conversation feeling confused, how good is that?
That's not good.
It's not really feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be honest. It's got to be clear. It's got to be focused.
Mm-hmm.
So you've heard us talk about the sandwich. You got the bun, the meat in the middle. You just put the good and you sandwich the negativity in. Be positive, say something corrective, and then be positive. I don't really do that. I believe it's all patty. Get rid of the buns.
Yeah.
This is it.
Just give it
What's
to
the
'em.
expression I say all the time? You got to pull the Band-Aid.
Pull the Band-Aid off.
Yank the Band-Aid.
Just do it quick.
Man, you've been listening to that for 21 years.
I know. I just didn't know where you're going.
You got to pull the Band-Aid off. In other
Missed
words,
it.
everybody wants, like, honestly, like, hey, I want to feel good. And I do want to feel good about myself. But I also know the only way to be good is to get better.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to be honest. I've got to be clear. And I've got to stay focused. I can't go into multiple conversations. So when I was pastoring in another setting, I would be called into a meeting with the pastor, and I would have a meeting, and they would go through all the good stuff, and they would say something like this: well, in the last 2 minutes, I want to tell you something you're doing wrong.
Right.
And there was no time for any interaction. It was, okay, thanks a lot, boom, and it was on your way. That's also not feedback. Feedback has got to be honest. It's got to be clear. It's got to be focused. And I think last, it's got to have opportunity for communication.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be able to talk about it. Now you lead 3 different ministries. You have how many dream team or volunteer members under you right now?
Total.
Yeah.
It's probably about close to 100 from all the teams. Yeah. Probably about 100.
Now, how much feedback do you have to give people on let's say creative on a Sunday? How do you work your feedback in audio, visual, lighting, all that stuff? Like, is it real time? Is it after service? How do you?
Yeah. I mean, well, it all depends on the context. Like before, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, when I didn't have, the team and the depth that I have now, it'd be a lot of me communicating harshly to the team. Kind of blunt, because I am a blunt person as well. But when
get
you
that
get
from your
yeah,
mom.
yeah, yes. Well, when you get the right team around you, like Isaac, who we mentioned like already, has been great at, I could give him some blunt truth about the team, and he could filter it, positively the way he does. His last name's Polite, so he kind of filters that. And then he'll have the conversation in a more polite way than I, gave him initially.
Isaac is very soft spoken.
Yeah, he is. But
Hey, Isaac, how you doing?
it works in that
Good
scenario.
pastor. Good pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely works.
So now, now in youth,
All right, youth is a different
because you
different
deal
world.
with teenage volunteers and adult volunteers.
Yeah. So in youth, like, this has kind of been a conversation recently, is that we're not serving at youth, we're not leading youth to kind of be the ministers of the dream team and of the adults in the youth space. We're here to serve the students, and that's like always our primary goal. So any, disagreement a dream team member might have with one of us or with each other, it always comes back to, look, it's not about us, it's about the students, and we want to be here for the students, because these teenagers got enough drama as it is. We don't need any drama on our team, so let's keep the main thing, and that's reaching the students.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So what I'm getting at is here, every group, every person,
It's got to be treated
every environment
differently.
is treated differently. And so I know sometimes people think that's not good. You just be consistency is also understanding where everybody's at. So what did Paul say? I become all things to all people so I may at least reach some of them.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to kind of adjust kind of your approach with certain people. Like with the staff, I know these guys will tell you I'm a lot more direct.
Right.
With Dream Team, I don't usually have those conversations. I'll get frustrated with somebody. I'll lean over, hey man, tell that person they just missed the first time guest walking by. We're never going to get a shot. They're going to go to hell because they did not get them. And they'll filter it like this. Hey, make sure you keep your eyes on the door because we don't want to miss anybody. It's a totally different, because I understand that my directness isn't always received well.
Right.
So you have to know who you're talking to. You have to know who you can talk hard to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, part of my challenge is I played sports my whole life.
Right.
And right now, chaplain for the Long Island Sharks football team. Shout out to the Sharks. And so, by the way, got a call. You don't even know this, I don't think. Got a call, and I was just asked to do a pregame chapel for the Brooklyn Nets.
What?
I'm just saying, like, just
dang, I was nice with that. I thought he was going to go Stony Brook University. No offense to Stony Brook, but Brooklyn Nets, it's up there.
Pretty cool. I'm just waiting on those dates to be confirmed where I could choose one of them.
Dang.
So, pretty cool.
Who's on there? Cam Thomas? Who we got? Cam Thomas? Who else is on the Brooklyn Nets?
I don't even know.
I don't know. We'll cut that out. We don't want to get that opportunity.
But cool honor, right?
Yeah.
Why was I telling you that story? What was I talking about?
You're talking about coaching.
Oh,
yeah. Speaking to a sports.
So I'm always around these football players.
Right.
Now, number one, let me tell you something. If you're around a football team, you need a filter, because there's a lot of language that's said on that field that just, whoa, you hear everything you are told you cannot say in today's culture. I hear on the football field. Now, what's a miracle?
It proves your point, though.
Yes.
That because they use language that is not socially acceptable
and unfiltered.
PC, and it shows that they're unfiltered. It's kind of a sign that they're unfiltered in every area of their conversation.
Yeah.
You know.
So even on feedback from the coaches.
Yeah. It's unfiltered.
Coaches don't filter it, man. And the coaches can go from here to here in 2 seconds when someone misses a block or runs the wrong route or calls in the wrong play, because they understand they only got split seconds to make a decision. Now, here's what I do know, especially for Christian and leaders that are watching. Our decisions we make today have split-second potential eternal consequences.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot always care about your feelings. I do care, but I care more about honoring God with the mission we've been called to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like the verse that wisdom is proven right by her children. That's basically saying that like the decision you're making, whether it's blunt truth, as long as it's truth, that'll be proven right by, the results that come with it. So even if it's blunt truth, you're receiving it and hopefully you correct it so that wisdom will be proven right.
Yeah, my grandma used to say the proof is in the pudding.
Right.
In other words, the evidence of it is going to be in the fruit. And so when you look at the fruit of certain things, there's a reason why people come into our church and they feel like, oh my gosh, this is the friendliest church on the planet. Why? Because we push that. Hey, we got to be friendly. Hey, engage people.
Which people might think is counterproductive. Like you don't think the same things in the same sentence that us being hard on being friendly. Like you don't think that. You would think that a friendly church would come from, passive leadership. But really, a church that has a welcoming culture is because we, vision leaks, culture leaks, all that we're so hounded on our culture and making sure that the culture is correct. And sometimes that is hard truth. But I think also one thing that you've been doing a great job at is we've kind of had a culture correction in the last maybe year or so, that maybe this phrase would get thrown out in meetings and certain environments that um, I just want to push back on you for a second. And then you've corrected that we don't push back on each other. We're here to pull each other forward. So we say when we're giving someone feedback, hey, let's pull that thought forward. Let's do that, because we never want to push back on anybody and kind of reduce what they're doing. We want to pull forward to the best idea.
I don't know where that expression came from. I want to push back on that. It's almost like when somebody says,
I want to be the devil's
I want to be,
advocate.
let me be the devil's advocate. Why would you ever want to associate with the devil? Like,
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying, there's better partners than Lucifer, the one who divided 1/3 of heaven and took them to hell with him. Like,
Yeah,
that's who you want to associate with.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
You know,
I don't know. I'm not doing that.
you know, so it's like, pull forward is, hey, I want to help you grow. Now, I'll talk about Jordan, because I've said this from the first day I met Jordan. Jordan's got a ton of potential. I've said that.
Still got it. Still got it.
Still working it, still doing his thing. And that's not why he's not on the podcast anymore. Okay, he's doing his thing, but there's some other needs that we have right now as a church. And Jordan has a desire to be a worship pastor. Okay, so Jordan, boom, you got to take the classes. Boom, you got to get your degree. Boom. I'm not pushing back on him. I'm not trying to hurt him. What am I trying to do, Jordan? I'm trying to pull you forward, because I do know some of the greatest worship leaders I know have great theology. For example, Travis Green, one of the great gospel.
Uncle Trav.
The
Travie.
he's working on his doctorate in theology right now. Why is his lyrics so profound?
Mm-hmm.
Because the theology is right. And so it's so important to be able to have that. That's not, I'm trying to keep you back, I'm trying to do it. No, that's me saying there is a step process. Malachi, for example, right? Malachi is my son, obviously. Malachi could easily, I could call him Pastor Malachi tomorrow, and everybody would start calling him Pastor Malachi. What do you have to do?
Work for it.
Got to work for it. You got to get your degree. I want you to finish those classes.
Yeah.
I want to get your credentials. Why am I doing that? I'm trying to pull you forward, because I also don't want people to say, well, you gave your son a free ride.
Nepotism.
Now, I kind of believe in nepotism.
Hey, I'll believe in it too.
Now, good
I'm just kidding.
bad nepotism
I do.
is when someone gets what they don't deserve,
Right.
right? Good nepotism is when you're not prejudiced against your family. Just because you have the last name Bishop doesn't mean that we should be pushing against you.
Good nepotism is when you raise your child up and take them along with you, so that when they get to the point that they're developed enough to do the thing that they're supposed to do, that they're actually qualified enough to do it. Not like, just throwing somebody in there that you've never trained just because, namesake.
Hey, just a question. Who did God use to accomplish his vision?
His son.
His son. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if God's got some
I'll take that
nepotism, there is unhealthy nepotism.
For
I'm
sure.
kind of joking a little bit, but obviously feedback matters. Like, even like we have times as a family that the office comes to the kitchen table.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I think it's just kind of been my life, as long as I've been alive, because that's my life, It's a joke. Sorry.
But we got you.
Okay.
Toddcasters, just
that one
drop
fell down.
an
That one fell down.
LOL emoji right
That-
now in the comments, just right there.
I'll get a better one in later. But yeah, that's just been my life, is that, kind of, we don't believe in a work-life balance, that we believe in priorities. And so basically that's just been our life, is that, we talk about work at home. And that's kind of the rare thing about being in ministry as well, is that, other jobs, you have your 9 to 5, whatever, and then it's over. When you're in ministry, it's like all around the clock, any time of day. It doesn't really matter. So for us, we take that with us even home, because it's something we're passionate about. And obviously there's, certain boundaries and all that. But
Now, we do get in heated discussions. People
We
don't
do.
think so.
we
but-
do. Never like bad, but
Well, there's a few times I say, Malachi, shut up.
yeah, maybe. I probably deserved it.
I'm like, Malachi, you're crossing the line, Malachi.
Yeah, I probably deserved it.
But it's, what I'm trying, what we've been talking about a lot lately is how important the family is, and how important the family is knowing that this is a safe space to talk about stuff, unfiltered.
Mm-hmm.
That you can know that when you come to the dinner table, unfiltered, you can have those conversations without feeling like we're slamming back on you or pushing you down or saying, hey, your opinion doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because your opinion does matter. I don't always agree with your opinion.
Yeah. It's just usually right. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Wow.
It was a joke.
I think our views just went up. So you think about like, criticism. Now, you face a lot of criticism. I face a ton of criticism.
Yeah.
Like I get criticized for just about everything you say. Once
I'm
you
a rookie in criticism.
Yeah.
You're a vet.
Once you become, you'll get there. It won't take you long.
Yeah.
I think it was I think it was a Greek philosopher, Zeuxis, said, it is easier to criticize than to craft.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why people criticize is because they've crafted nothing with their life.
Mm-hmm.
And so they try and live through you. And that's why feedback's so important, because I have to sometimes, I remember hearing this story, Phil Muncie, Uncle Phil. How many uncles do you have?
Uncle Phil.
You got Uncle Trav, Uncle Phil, Uncle
Phil.
Joel.
Yeah, Uncle Joel.
Who else?
A lot of unks.
A lot of unks. Uncle Ed.
Uncle Ed.
Ed Young.
Shout out Ed Young.
Shout out to Ed Young. But you remember when he came and spoke at the church? What did he call mommy? What was the nickname?
Mother Mary.
Mother Mary. Hey, Mother Mary. Mother Mary. Mother Mary. I was like, what in the world?
Just praying the rosary, all that.
No, he was
I'm
not.
just kidding.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, Ed. Pastor Ed.
So what were we talking about?
I don't know. I forgot.
So, you think the criticism that we face, criticism.
Yeah.
So you think of the criticism that's faced. Uncle Phil Muncie.
Mm-hmm.
So Phil Muncie, he was sharing this thing where he started preaching, and he's preaching to who wasn't in the room. And I don't remember who it was that said to him, but they come to him after and says, Pastor Phil, you're preaching to the straw man. In other words, that person's not in the room.
Yeah.
So you used it as a soapbox. Feedback like that's important for pastors so that you can fine tune it. It's important if you own a business, if you're an entrepreneur. I mean, we have a friend of ours, Vito. Vito, shout out to Vito's Pizza, sponsored by Vito's Pizzeria right here.
Best, what was I saying? Buffalo chicken slice on the island.
Let me tell
Critically
you,
acclaimed. They'll say.
Vito's Pizza, I'm telling you, is awesome.
It is awesome.
And he's a great guy, and love him. But Vito, when he had his grand opening of his new pizzeria, when we went there, first thing Vito asked me, tell me how it is. What was he asking for? Feedback. Because he ultimately knows I care for him and I want his business, his pizzeria to be extremely successful.
And it shows that the best leaders can be led. Like the best leaders want a leader to lead them better.
Okay, now let's go here. Who doesn't like feedback?
People that aren't leaders.
Okay.
People that aren't contributors.
Okay.
All
so
that.
They're not
people
leaders and not contributors?
People that don't give in church. People that don't serve in church. People that barely go to church. Those are usually the people that have the most critiques.
But let's go away from the church, just personality. Who doesn't like feedback? I think it's usually number one, I would say people that are proud.
Yeah.
They just think they know everything. Is that?
Yeah, I would say so.
So I would say pride. Is there any characteristics you would say, hey, this is something that,
I would say people that are selfish.
Okay, talk about that.
People that just think about themselves more than they think about others. Trying to think.
So the Sharks LIU football team, they're I don't know what the sports performance team that they have. They have the shark logo on the front, and then on their back it says "we" with a line "me." It means we over me.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, people that don't like feedback are those who are me over we.
Right.
But when you have we over me, I need feedback because the organization, the business, the ministry, the church is more important than my personal preferences. I remember sitting in Craig Rochelle's house 3 years ago. Huh?
Subtle flex.
Little self-flex. But sitting in his house with a group of pastors, and he said this. He was saying like, he's talking about like people in general, and he's saying, why did the quote? I self-flexed and forgot the quote. This is what happens on the Toddcast.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going.
I don't know where I'm going either. But Craig Rochelle, one of the great leaders, he's talking about like people that reject feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying how a lot of pastors don't like feedback because they think they're the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's another. So it's pride, it's
Selfish.
selfishness.
I also think like a lot of people that don't like feedback are people that blame other people for their failures.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That,
those
like,
people are tough.
we have a saying here that it's we in our wins and I in our losses, that we take responsibility for our failures or the things when we fall short, and then we celebrate as a collective when, we win something. But I feel like the person that doesn't respond well to feedback is who does the opposite. That they blame everybody else for the failures and they take responsibility for when they win.
That's a lot of our culture today.
Yeah.
It's like it's everybody else's fault. If I did that, I could sit around and do nothing because multi-divorce home, abusive home, go down the list of everything, poverty. There's no reason I should do or have anything I have today. Oh, it's their fault. No, I made a decision to get up and do what I got to do. I also think another thing, Malachi, is insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people don't like it because if they hear it negative, it leads into their insecurity. They feel like, oh, like I know for me, and I think this is a lot of pastors, they get feedback from everybody on a Sunday or at a message, but the one person they need it from is their spouse. And I know if Mary says, hey, that was a good message, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When Mary doesn't say anything, I'm like, Or if I'm preaching and in the middle of my sermon, I get off tangent,
Mm-hmm.
and I say something that might be a little bit out there. Mary's in the front row. Is that what mom does?
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. And I
What's
know
that
as soon
tough?
as I see that, I'm like, reel it in, Todd. Reel it in. Because she'll pull me aside after. She says, hey, that was a great message. But you need to leave that line out. That feedback is so important because you need to get it from the people that care about you. I say this all the time. You've probably heard me say it a million times. If you're not going to celebrate me, don't criticize me.
Mm-hmm.
Like criticism. There was a guy that used to attend our church. You know who he is. I don't know if you pull it out, but he criticized everything in the church. But he was never one, hey, that was a good message, or I enjoyed the service, or God was moving, or hey, it's so good to see the life change. Oh, look at all the young people there. It was critical. And eventually he left. You cannot receive criticism from those who don't celebrate you.
Yeah.
You need to have that. And so that's one thing I've tried to get better as a leader, would you say?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I try and celebrate people more.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah, I know I'm not perfect at it because we got to get a job to get done. But even this week, what do we have? We had sweatpant day.
Right.
Just want to do something light. Say, hey, you guys are working hard, man. Come and relax. It's going to be an easy day today. And so I would just say feedback is so important in any climate or culture you're in. It's going to require honesty.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to require clarity, and it's going to require focus. You need to have honest conversation with people. You need to have clarity. You can't be out there like, well, there was a time. No, specific examples, and they got to stay focused on that. You can't be off on tangents when you're having feedback. It's got to be those three. And understanding that feedback is not detrimental to an organization. It actually is healthy for an organization to have strong, consistent feedback. And when you do, you don't just get better. The organization gets better.
Mm-hmm.
And if the organization gets better, then the organization can actually accomplish its mission. And that's what it means to have feedback without filters. Anything you want to add as we wrap up today?
No, that was pretty good.
Yeah?
That was it.
Love it? How does it feel to be on your first ever Toddcast?
It feels good. I feel like I was pretty mid. Maybe next time I'll be better. Yeah.
Let me give you some. I thought you were great. That's my feedback for you. I thought you were great.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
No, I don't believe it.
Well, listen, you got to believe
I
it.
don't know. I just don't, you got to take feedback from who you actually value, There's a lot of
Are you
people.
saying you don't value me?
No, I do. I'm just saying in general, like, there's a lot of people I don't value their feedback, Because I feel like you got to have, like, not trust, but you got to know where the person's, like, at. Like, there's been multiple times where I get feedback from somebody who I know doesn't, support what we do, doesn't support how things work and how things move with the church and just ministry in general. And you just gotta take feedback from the people that are in it with you. But also take feedback from the people that aren't in it with you, but just take the truth out of it as well.
Yeah, we hear a lot about constructive criticism. When's the last time you heard about destructive criticism?
Yeah, there's definitely out there.
There's constructive criticism that's meant to build you
Mhm.
up. There's destructive criticism that's meant to tear you down. And I think there's a lot more people out there that just want to destroy people. And you see it all over social media where people are just attack, jumping into someone's feed, and they're like criticize, criticize, criticize. At some point, my job's not to criticize everyone. My job's is to be critical of myself and the vision God's given me. And the only way I can do that is with good feedback from my life, and then hopefully give good feedback to my family, our staff, our church, so that we can get better. As Craig Rochelle says, when we win, everyone wins. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of
The Toddcast.
the Toddcast. Here's what we want you to do as we finish up. We want you to like, we want you to share, we want you to comment, and we want you to subscribe and then hit the little ring, the bell there, so you can be alerted of all the new drops that we have coming. And we've got a whole slew of good stuff coming. You're not going to want to miss it, Toddcasters. And as always, understand, with life, the greatest adventure is leading yourself so then you can lead others. Thanks for
Did you
joining
just
us.
make that up right now?
I did, actually.
That was good.
I
Thank you,
thought it
Toddcast.
was. All right, Toddcasters, we out. Peace.